So I have a lot of golfers that come to me and they're like, Coach, I can't get a good downswing turn. I'm stuck. I feel like I'm locked up. A lot of times what golfers don't realize is the way your body's aligned on your left leg dictates how well you're going to be able to turn in the downswing. So when we're talking about the left foot and how that left leg works, a great thing to think about is how the body should rotate, in the sense that the line of items that have to hit that front line, if we drew a line on our body that went on the outside of our left leg, we'd want our left knee to get there first, our left hip to get there second, and then our left shoulder to get there third. A lot of the time, though, golfers will collapse their left knee in so much so that they can't get the left knee out to get their rotation. And a lot of it's due to the fact that they get kind of lackadaisical. Now, I'm not saying you can't get there with the left knee coming off the ground, or left heel coming off the ground, the left knee in. What I'm saying is if you are over here, you got to learn how to move that lower body back, and you probably have a little bit more foot flare at the landing. So a lot of times what happens is golfers get to the top, and then they'll replant their foot so that they can get that rotation. So what I'll have some players do that struggle with that, and they probably are a little bit more of a front post, center post golfer anyways, is I'll have them get that feeling by tying this band around their leg. So as you can see, this thing's pulling on me pretty good already. There we go. And what we're trying to create is a little bit of tension across that knee. So I'm fighting to keep this knee out. And right now, it may not look like it, but my butt cheek on my left side is on fire, believe me. And so what I'm going to do real quick is tighten this bad boy back up. There we go. That won't slide as much. And when I get to the top, I'm going to try and fight this band through my downswing. And my left glute right now, I'm telling you guys, it is on fire. All right, so we get set up. We get to the top. If it comes in, it comes in, but you better feel that band get tight again in the downswing. So again, let's show you one where we keep the band tight throughout. And you can see that that's going to definitely keep the front knee looking a little different throughout the golf swing than maybe an old classical player or a right post golfer would do. Now, let's say you let that band slack a little bit and you let it come in. Well, then you better feel that tension again. So watch. I feel like my 2-year-old. Watch, Daddy, watch. Get to the top, comes in, stretch the band, and hit. Now, there's benefits to both. I'm not saying either one's right. What I am saying is, if you want to be able to turn, this left knee better get to the outside of this left hip. And so all this is doing, besides lighting up my glute at the moment, holy smokes, all this is doing is allowing me to get into a place to turn better. And so I made the mention about the foot flare. So let me unbuckle myself here real quick. Move my orange whip contraption here. And so I made that mention about foot flare. When we flare our left toes out, we have the ability to rotate more before we post up. If I square my toes to my target, that 90-degree angle, I'm going to straighten my left leg a lot sooner. So depending on what you're looking for, you could flare your left toes a tremendous amount, but it's going to really limit what you can do going back. So you have to find a happy medium of how much can I turn my toes out, how much can I square them up. So let's try this out, right? So if I square my left foot off and try and go, and I try and push, you'll see my left leg straighten a lot sooner. Now, if I flare my left toe, give it that same push, you'll see my left leg straighten out a lot later. And what was interesting about that is I produced 2 different ball flights. By straightening it out sooner, not getting as much turn, the ball went left. By flaring my left toe out, getting open more, standing up later, the ball went right. So I always look at the golf swing as a balancing of equations. We need to add values on both sides of straight. So if the equal sign is a straight shot, and anything on the right side is a positive and it's a right shot, anything on the left side is negative and a left shot, that's kind of how TrackMan looks at it. I don't want to take anything out of the equation. I want to add things to the equation. So let's say I like that foot flare, which, hint, hint, I do, for me, okay? But I peeled one out to the right. The next thing I want to try and do is I'm going to try and hook it with my hands while still giving the same pressure with my feet. So let's see how that pans out. Ooh, got that one pretty good. So, ooh, I really like that one. Yeah, we'll do that again. So then the goal becomes, don't take something away from your golf swing because you don't like where the ball went. See if you can add something else to make the ball go back to straight. So I flared my foot, ball went right, but I liked how I hit it. Versus the one where I stepped too soon, it was kind of toey and went left. I didn't hit it as solid. So I didn't like that shot, but I liked the one that my foot was flared. I hit it more solid, it just went to the right. So how do I make that solider hit, or more solid hit, solider, that's a good Mississippi State word, more solid hit to the right, get the face more square, and that's why I felt the hook. Did that, swung a little faster, ball speed was a little better, hitting into the wind right now, so the carry was kind of short. But I can get that sensation in the downswing. I got some things going in my pocket. So again, you can find a resistance band to go around your knee to create a little tension, or you can simply feel like you have somebody's pushing on the outside of your leg to create a little tension in that backswing. So that way when you start that downswing, you get that little bump over into the left side. Then from there, if you want that foot square, you'll stand up a little sooner. If you want that foot flared, you'll stand up a little later. You get some good golf shots. So let's see what happens. We'll flare that foot, think about the hook, and get some good pressure off my feet. Oh, wow, it's roasted again too. Yeah. So if you like some of these tips, you want more of them, be sure to leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.